Hi guys, welcome to the weekly energy update. Couple of announcements before we get started. I do have some pre-order spots available for the 6-month forecast readings for 2021. I'm letting you guys pre-order them now. They're going to be scheduled starting in mid-November. You can go directly to the scheduler link below in the description box to schedule your pre-order. The pre-order will also include December. There's only going to be a limited amount of those for the last 2 weeks of November that I'm going to do. And then once those time slots are filled, and I'm only having the pre-orders until the end of October. So you have an opportunity between now and October to pre-order. And then after that, it's going to be just a regular 6-month, because I don't want to get too overwhelmed by those. I know a lot of people are really wondering what 2021 has in store. And the general forecasts that I did for 2020 were pretty accurate, like freakily, like in a really strange way. Everybody showed me like the Taurus readings for April and May and June about how everybody was on pause. So get yours pre-order. That is in the description box. Just go straight to the scheduler and it will show you where to go. Yes, normally I would have had this done on Sunday for you guys, but I didn't realize yesterday's energy was going to make me just want to sleep all day, which is basically what happened. I was exhausted. I had to reschedule my whole day. There was nothing that I could have done about it. The sun yesterday on the 18th, so that's where we're going to be starting, going all the way to Saturday the 24th. The sun squared Saturn yesterday, so the sun was in Libra, and it squared Saturn at 25 degrees, and the moon in Scorpio was trining Neptune, while Venus was opposite Neptune. And so this was very much like having a reality with a veil of illusion over it. There were probably some realizations that you made about yourself yesterday after not really recognizing or seeing the big picture. And then later on in the afternoon, you were probably, or towards the evening, you're probably like, oh, wow, that's kind of a big deal. And I really need to pay attention to that. The sun squaring Saturn is shining light on the things that we need to be paying attention to focus on in our lives. And if we don't, then there could be repercussions for it in the long run if we don't pay attention to it. But Venus opposite Neptune was making that whole veil over our eyes of, what's going to be happening. So this coming week is going to be really interesting because Venus and Mars are going to be Venus is going to be really busy this week. But the sun also moves into Scorpio, and the sun moving into Scorpio, we're putting our attentions on actually what needs to happen. Scorpio energy it doesn't want you to lie to it. Scorpios want you to be totally honest, and they can tell when you're not being honest. And the fact that we have Mercury in Scorpio right now, and it is retrograde, and it's going to be opposing Uranus this week as well, having the sun move into Scorpio on Thursday it's making us really look at the deeper issues of things. So today we have a really optimistic day. Today is probably the shining light above everything else that's happening right now. We have the moon in Sagittarius, which is trining Chiron, which can give you an opportunity to see places that you need to heal yourself. But we also have Venus trining Jupiter, Mars squaring Jupiter, and Mercury is inching its way closer to opposing Uranus today. And so really great insights, a lot of clarity, just the feeling of feeling very optimistic, we can get things done. Things can be really focused. There might be a temptation to be over abundant or over optimistic today. So really just allowing yourself to stay steady. Don't overdo it. This Mercury retrograde in Scorpio is not playing around right now. And having that opposition to Uranus, if you overdo yourself today, you're going to be exhausted for the rest of the week, or you're going to be exhausted really allow yourself to steady and be very paced. A lot of wanting to get things accomplished and getting things done today it would make a lot of sense for you to want to do that. So You may be feeling really good today and then not so good tomorrow, or not really feeling very good yesterday, but feeling better today and then not really feeling very good tomorrow. So paying attention to your energy and really letting yourself balance that out. This has not been a very balanced Libra season, and we're not really going to get much of that opportunity before we move into Scorpio season. So tomorrow, Mercury opposes Uranus exact in the morning, really early in the day, and there could possibly be a lot of surprising information that comes out this week with that Mercury opposing Uranus. Now remember, as Mercury is traversing backwards into Libra, which will be happening next week, but as Mercury traverses back into Libra and then goes direct again on November 3rd, we're going to be having this Mercury opposition to Uranus again when Mercury is back in Scorpio, but it's going to be direct this time. So anything that's happening right now, really pay attention to what's happening right now, because when Mercury goes direct again and it's opposing Uranus again, you may get clarity on what's going on right now. Any kind of insights that come up right now that you're really not sure exactly what to do, you may have more clarity at that time, and get like the aha moment, like around, it'll probably be like mid-November, when that's how would have to look for sure, the next direct opposition to Uranus. But feeling a little bit overconfident with what we want to say, feeling like what we have to say is the absolute word. The moon in Sagittarius is going to be joining the South Node tomorrow on the 20th. So, and the Sagittarius South Node, people really want to believe what's being said right now. So, but the moon, is that emotional, like everybody really wants to believe it. But Gemini, the North Node is in Gemini, is like, really make sure that you have your own thoughts, you have your own ideas, you have your own way of thinking, gather all of the information, because the Sagittarius South Node is making you want to believe everything. Sagittarius wants to believe in everybody and believe in everything, and it's ruled by Jupiter, so that expansive, right? But you can't believe everything you hear right now, and getting emotionally attached to the things, especially where Venus is right now, because getting emotionally attached to the things that people are saying to you right now could really lead you down a rabbit hole of thinking that people, you might think that somebody really, really cares about you, and you get into a relationship, or somebody like feeds you a line saying, oh no, I'll change, I'll do better, whatever it is, blah, 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 right? What's happening with Venus in the coming days, she's trining Pluto and she's trining Saturn. So the things that people are saying, like in a relationship kind of connotation right now, could really backfire if you don't listen to understand what they're, what I mean? It's like there could really be a big veil over what people are saying right now. And it feels very much like a car salesman type of energy. And there's nothing wrong with car salesmen, not at all. But car salesmen do a particular job. They want to convince you to buy a particular car so that they can get a commission off of it, right? So people will say anything to get you to buy whatever it is that they want you to buy right now. So you really have to make sure that you are standing your own ground and really paying attention to the things that are happening around you, and pay attention to what people are saying, because people will say anything to get you to believe anything right now. This includes politics. This includes what's happening with the government. This includes what's happening with the health officials and the pandemic. This includes everything. And I'm not saying that what they're saying, what everybody is saying, is wrong. Don't mince my words there at all. I'm not saying that what everybody is saying is wrong. I'm just saying make sure that you're taking the information that resonates directly with you, and you're not buying into an idea that looks really, really good right now that could possibly be a bad thing for you in the long run. That's all I'm saying. Just a big fat warning, because I love you all. 21st, moon moves into Capricorn. It's going to square Chiron and then trine with Uranus. So, we've been having all of these Capricorn moon transits with all of this stuff going on in Capricorn with Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. And I always feel it being extremely, like the Capricorn moon transits are really heavy on me, but I have a lot of earth energy anyway. So that's why the Capricorn moon transits would be specifically hard on me. But after the Sagittarius moon transit, we have Venus trining Pluto on, sorry, my necklace is all twisted, on the 21st, with the Capricorn moon squaring Chiron and trining Uranus. And so this is going to be a really big power struggle on the 21st for our self-worth versus what other people want us to believe in here. And this could happen with your finances, it could happen with relationships, it could happen with how you actually feel about yourself and the relationship you have with yourself. Venus trine Pluto is asking you to dig deeper. It's asking you to really pay attention to and change, transform, rise from the ashes, right? The phoenix rising from the ashes, the big transformation. Venus trine Pluto is asking you to really, really dig deep and find and pay attention and be honest with yourself. Again, Pluto rules Scorpio, right? So does Mars. Mars also rules Scorpio. And Scorpio energy is about honesty, and it's being about very, very direct about your feelings and who you are, and not shrouding any of that information, right? So this Venus trining Pluto is asking you to be really, really honest where your finances are, really, really honest about your relationship, really, really honest about how you feel directly about yourself. And that Capricorn moon is saying, get to work, right? Let's figure out what our feelings are. Let's figure out what all of this actually means. What is it that is really resonating with me? If I can't believe what other people are saying, what is it that I'm supposed to be believing? Ask yourself that and have a real conversation with yourself. I know that sounds really funny, but this is shadow work that we're doing. This whole week is about, especially since the sun is moving into Scorpio, this whole week is about really applying the shadow work that we have been focusing on, and all of the things that we either don't want to admit about ourselves, or that we're blind about it. And then somebody triggers us and we're like, oh. So when somebody does trigger you, you get the opportunity to say, how is this directly how am I directly affecting this situation? How can I work within this situation to try and make it work better? Make it, you know what I mean? That's what's going to be happening a lot this week. The 22nd, sun moves into Scorpio with this Capricorn moon, and the Capricorn moon, will be joining Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. And this is going to be giving us an even deeper look into getting everything taken care of. And there will be a lot of stuff uncovered during the Scorpio season. We're going to have that really big blue moon, 2 moons in 1 month. This is where that blue moon term comes from. This is the second full moon in October. The first one was on October 1st in Aries. Now we have one in Taurus on Halloween on October 31st, and it will be conjunct Uranus. So there will be a lot of aha moments that happen during Scorpio season, and everything that you are holding on to that is not serving you for your purpose, for the betterment of society, for the betterment of who you are and how to live your life in a happier existence, in a more joyful and abundant existence, because that is your birthright after all, right? That's what Scorpio season is really going to be showing us. So pay attention very much. We're going to be doing a lot of inner work during the Scorpio season for sure. Friday the 23rd, the moon shifts into Aquarius, squaring with that Scorpio sun that just moved into Scorpio. And it will also be squaring Uranus in Taurus. And this is really going to make us feeling headstrong, like we know everything. We can do anything. The moon square the sun. I have this particular aspect in my natal chart, which basically is the reason why I can kind of bulldoze people sometimes and like be very headstrong and be very authoritative and be very like strict, and this is the way it is. It's because it's mom and dad fighting. It's like mom and dad. Mom is the moon, dad is the sun. Bring it together and it's like a battle, right? It's like boxing. So don't try to force the issues onto other people. If they can't hear what you're trying to say, let it go. There's no need to argue and fight with people, especially on a Friday. Like, let's not do that, people. It's going to be okay, I promise. Saturday the 24th, we have the Aquarius moon still, and Venus is trining Saturn. This is going to be a really sobering reality check when it comes to your love, finances, and self-worth. So recognizing where duty may reign over your emotions in a relationship, like you feel like you have to stay in a relationship because you've been with each other for 10 years, or you've been with each other for 20 years, or man, I just have to keep working on this. Like you may feel like this is that kind of transit where you feel like if you don't try absolutely everything, then you're a failure. But I need you guys to also remember that you are your own sovereign being. And even in relationships, there's absolutely no reason for you to 100% sacrifice yourself for the betterment of another person. That doesn't mean that you don't try, obviously. Like, I'm a firm believer in trying to make relationships work. But if you keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and it's the same bullshit every single time you keep trying, don't stay just because the world tells you that you have a responsibility to stay. That also means that you don't just dip out and leave. You have to do the responsible thing where you really make sure that you are working as a team with other people in a big way. That's the Aquarius moon, is like allowing us to come together as a community and humanity, but at the same time really recognizing where our responsibility also lies to ourselves and not just to other people. So those are the cosmic energies for this week. If you guys ever wonder the notebook that I write everything in, I was given this by my youngest son, Jack. It is a Camaro notebook. It is his favorite car, and he wanted me to use it for work. So there is that. Okay, let's do some cards real quick. We're just going to do a little short reading to kind of see what to expect for this week. Okay. So it does feel like we are paying attention, walking away, and recognizing, ooh, we have 3 8s out here. Man, recognizing where we've been wronged and not allowing that to happen anymore. I feel like a lot of people are in a state right now, in a state of their own lives right now, asking themselves, like it feels almost like you are arguing with your own self constantly. What do I do? Where do I go? How do I do this? And this week, it may not be 100% clear, but this week is about planning your life out and recognizing where things will have to fall away so that you can bring new stuff in, and really recognizing also that it's not about skipping the steps. It's not about going from 1 to 100 without doing steps 2 through 99 also. And seeing that the way that you have made all of these choices leading you up to this moment isn't anybody else's doing but yours, right? Don't get yourself stuck in that mind loop though. So we have the 8 of Cups, we have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the King of Cups, which is the Sun in Scorpio. And then we have the 8 of Swords, and we have the 7 of Swords. So there might be some paranoia. There might be some paranoia, you thinking that you have been wronged in some way or done wrong in some way, or if you're recognizing how you've done others wrong in some way. But it's not about running away from the issues. It's about facing them head on and not creating more of an issue than there was. But this is really about facing things head on. So let's see, 8 of Cups, Ooh, okay. Some of you are in the process of wanting to leave a situation behind, but you're feeling a little bit stuck. So we have the Hanged Man here on the Eight of Cups. And with this Hanged Man energy, you can start to see things in a different perspective. There are a lot of options and a lot of choices. And then this is probably why you're feeling like you're in the Hanged Man, because there are so many choices and so many options and so many things that you can do in order to plan for the future, right? Seven of Cups on the Eight of Pentacles. And this is where that cloudiness will come from this week, when we have the opportunity to move forward and we have the opportunity to do things the way that we need to do them, but not waiting on somebody else to make the decision for you, or allowing the information to resonate with you so that you can make a solid plan. A lot of times the reasons why we get into the Seven of Cups state of confusion is because we allow other people to give us their opinions. We allow other people to give us their thoughts and concerns and worries and da-da-da-da-da, right? When all we actually need to be doing is focusing on what is best for ourselves and not what is best for everybody else. So let's see, because a lot of times those opinions are based on the perception of how that person is seeing the situation or what's happened in that person's life. It's not necessarily going to benefit you, but it's going, you know, it's their opinion, right? So you don't actually have to take the opinions. Yes, I know sometimes they come from respected people, from people that you truly do respect and, you know, seek as a quality person. But when it comes down to creating your own path and allowing yourself to do the things that you need to do to make yourself happy, your opinion and what resonates with you is the most important way to go. So let's see what this King of Cups is. Okay. Yeah, and there is going to be justice during this Scorpio season. We all sort of feel, man, it very much feels like right now we're sort of tending to a wound. Everybody's wound looks different, but we're all sort of tending to the same, you know, type of wound. A lot of it has been because of survival mode. A lot of it has been because we've lost a lot of things in this year. A lot of it is because we just can't seem to dig ourselves out of the hole that we were in 2019, and then 2020 just made it worse. Scorpio season is about uncovering all of the ways and showing you all of the ways that you've made choices to lead yourself up to this point. Yes, there were probably other individuals that had an influence within that, but now we're walking away from that. And now we're seeing things in a different perspective, and we're not allowing ourselves to create an illusion based off of what somebody else wants our life to look like, only what we want our life to look like. So Scorpio season may not bring a lot of emotional balance, if you will, but there's going to be some things that bring a lot of clarity to you, especially when we get to the big conjunctions that are coming up during Scorpio season, and then again in Sagittarius season there are going to be even more conjunctions, and you know, God help us when we get to December in Capricorn season. But there will be some places where this Eight of Swords, you know, this Eight of Swords is an imprisonment of your own mind. So all of those reasons and all of the things that are coming up within your mind, you know, there is a way out. That's how I want to say this. There is a way out. And in Scorpio season, there will be a lot of answers. We're going to get a lot of answers to some of the questions that we've had for quite some time about our lives, about, you know, the state of the world and everything that's happening. But with the Death card and the Six of Wands, we have to go through this transformation. We have to be able to look at ourselves in a much deeper and more complex way and admit that we are the problem too. Every single one of us, we are the problem too. No one is higher up than anybody else. No one is better than anybody else. No one has done worse than I mean, we could argue about that all day long, but there is a really big need to turn the mirror around and put it right in front of your face and allow yourself to see in your life, not in what's happening in the world, not in what's happening with every single person on this planet or any relationships that you're in. How are you challenging yourself to change? How are you challenging yourself to change so that you can win? That Six of Wands is about winning. How are you challenging yourself to get yourself out of that Eight of Swords so you're not constrained in your mind anymore? Let's see what this Seven of Swords is. Whew. And forgiving yourself. Oh, I love that Temperance came out of the bottom of the deck. Man, forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for the things that you've done wrong. How have you wronged yourself? How have you allowed things to happen to you? How have you allowed other people to take control of your life? And then that Ace of Cups on the Seven of Swords is saying, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to take care of my own cup. I'm going to take care of my own person. I am a sovereign being all on my own. And I don't need somebody else to tell me how to live my life in order to be happy. But I also must forgive myself for allowing people to tell me how to live my life for so long. You see? And then I love that the guardian angel showed up at the bottom of the deck with Temperance. Because you are being cared for. You are being guided and working with your heart and your mind, right? The balance of the heart and the mind is Temperance. Logical and emotions together. And that's going to create the clarity where the confusion exists now. I love you guys so much. Thanks for your patience on me getting this today. All of my services you can schedule directly through my scheduler. I'm working on getting my website shifted over to this new website, but I'm not going to actually shift the website until after Mercury retrograde. But you can schedule everything with me in the scheduler. The Learning How to Manifest Your Life 101, that's going to be so much fun. That class is on November 14th. There's very limited spaces because I want to be able to do a lot of one-on-one work with you guys. So if you'd like to be a part of that, it's only $47. You can reserve your spot. Get the 6-month forecast. You can get that as well. Yeah. Have a wonderful week. And I will see you guys for November readings really soon. Bye.